with confidence as he eats soba. This is exactly what Shigure wanted. Oh my god, what is with the jokes, with the kills jokes? Jesus. Chantel, hi guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket season 1 episode 19. And in the last episode we met Kisa and we heard a really sad story about being bullied, and it was really sad. And we saw her like kind of get through it and I don't know, muster enough courage to go back to school and try to face it on and be brave about it, and just like, and remember that she's loved by her family at least. So that was a powerful episode, and I think by the title this one is going to be about ritsu, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, let's get into it. I'm so sorry. Please check out my Patreon to get ahead on Fruits Basket reactions. This week I'm starting season 2 finally. Yeah, let's go. But more importantly than that, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. It helps my channel so much if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure to support the original content, and let's get into the video. How you're so optimistic still. I think she's trying to pretend. They're all gone? Why do you just fire him, for God's sake? I mean, okay, obviously he's a good writer or something. Oh, he's there. What an idiot, honestly. You should just... Obnoxtopus. It's so bad for her. It's like really, it's absolute abuse at this point. Yeah, it's an apt title for the episode, what can I say? It's really cool how they, you know, design a different umbrella for each person. Wow, I really can't hear the voice, his voices and girls, but it's just because I know. Well, I guess, yeah. So this one. Okay, we have the monkey, the sheep, chicken, rooster, horse. Only 4, but haven't met her at this point, I guess. Shigure honestly should be in jail. Brewing with confidence as he eats soba. That's exactly why he sees him as a role model.
友達が綾兄さんに言ってきましたね。
ごゆっくり。
私何か余計なことを。
別に。
That went well.
京さん、よかったですね。ユキさんと一緒に生活されるほど仲良くなれたのですね。
Just keeps putting his foot in his mouth. This is exactly what Shigure wanted. Poor dude.
落ち着くんです。女装してると。それ
And
こ
he's
そ初め
still
はほんのお
this
試し
tense.
程度だったんですが、女装す
Even
ると
when
安
he's
心
supposed
する
to
こと
be
に気づ
calmer.
いてからは、
Like, just imagine what it's like when he's wearing male clothes.
こんな自分が恥ずかしいです。
そんなことないです。むしろとっても似合ってます。お綺麗です。
トール君、そのフォローもどんなもんかと。でも、これから社会人になって女装して通勤するの？
やっぱりダメですかね。しぐれ兄さん、すみません。
He doesn't deserve your apologies, honestly.
りっちゃん、そこ閉めて。早く。
あ、はい。
I admire your tenacity, Mi-chan.
いわゆるストーカーってやつだね。
ストーカ
家までバレちゃってほどほど困ってるんだよ。
Fuck,
と
dude.
いうわけでりっちゃん、追い返してくれない？りっちゃん、これはまたとないチャンスなのかもしれないよ。
ー。わかりました。私、行ってまいります。
よし、来た。
Some of your manipulations just like verge on absolute cruelty. Oh my god, what is with the jokes, with the suicide jokes? Jesus. There's no way, you really just need to find yourself a calmer.
お父様お母様、先立つ不幸をお許しください。
それは一体。
衣装です。原稿ができてないのならもはや死ぬしかありません。
You really need to find a different job for yourself and a therapist.
やあ、みっちゃん、ごきげんよう。
先生、なんで普通に出てきてくれないんですか？
なんでだろうね。
Because he enjoys your pain. It's a disease.
すみません。担当さんと知らずお仕事の邪魔をしてごめんなさい。
No. And he wrote it all by hand. I mean, that's it.
おい、何やってんだ。
ああ、神様、仏様、私が犯した罪を許すことなかれ。
あらら。
Yeah, Shigure. La la la.
泣き者にしてしまいました。もはや
Oh, you're crazy.
ああ、どうしていつも空回って周りを困らせ迷惑かけてばかりなのでしょう。
今まさにその状況なんだけど。
りっちゃんさん、皆さん気にされてないので降りてきてください。
They're so like not moved. You can't hear it, just like. So in the manga and a little bit in this original, you can see that Ritsu is not really in danger because he can always catch himself because he's the monkey. So I guess that's why they're not bothered at all.
両親は私のせいでいつも謝ってばかり。ごめんね、ごめんね。父さんだって母さんだって謝りたくなんかないよね。いっそ私のような人間は世を儚むべき存在なのかもしれないのに、その根性すらありません。
そんな根性いりませんよ。
本田さん、あいついつの間に。
Because he wouldn't do anything and she actually cares.
私なんかきっとこの世に生まれてきた理由もないのだろうから。
も 見つけようとしているのですよ。きっと心の中で一生懸命見つけ出そうとしている。
I guess it's the fact that she's in socks that is a problem, because she was on the roof before and she didn't tremble like this.
じゃあ私はお母さんに会うために生まれてきたのですよ。そうだったら嬉しいな。
That's so
だ
sweet.
って初めから理由を持って生まれてくる人なんていないのかもしれないって。
Like all of a sudden the roof is like super unsafe. How did you always climb up onto it? Like Kyou does it all the time. I didn't remember this, but apparently it's an anime only drama added thing. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
自分で見つける理由は曖昧で不確かで不安定かもしれないけれど、なくしてしまうこともあるけれど、
What was the reason? That's
生
so
きている
sad.
限りはやっぱり理由が欲しいです。誰かの中に見つけたいです。誰かのために生きられるような自分に。だってずぶとく生きていたらいつか誰よりも一緒にいたいと願ってくれる人に会えるかもしれないですから。
見つけられるかな。こんな私でもできることなら私もやっぱり誰かのためがいいな。
今書き直してますよ。あと1時間くらいで終わるからたこ焼きでも買ってきてよ。
わかりました。
もう暗いし、りっちゃんついてってあげて。
あ、はい。
いくら冗談でもストーカーなんてひどいですよね。
Yeah,
いつ
honestly.
もは何ですか？
はい、いつも私のことからかって。
So if you know that, you should just ignore him back. The more you do that, he will stop picking on you because it will not be fun anymore.
向いてないんですね。
I feel that way too.
になって。
ずぶとく生きることにしたんです。だってこんな私でもいつか生まれてきた理由を見つけられるかもしれないから、必要としてくれる人に出会えるかもしれないから。と言ってもこれ人からの受け売りなんですけどね。
Yeah, but you're doing a good job of it. And you're passing it out. Yeah, and it's coming from someone who, like, can say, I just recently thought I didn't deserve to live.
どうか兄さん、たこ焼きパワーで書き上げてやってください。
そうです先生、たこ焼き精神になってパパ。
嘘冗談。もうできてますって。
よかったですね、みっちゃんさん。
りっちゃんさん、本当に
Michan and Richan. But all of this is Shigure's fault.
私もりっちゃんさんを見習って女子力をアップさせたいな。
みっちゃん
と。
りっちゃんは男だよ。
すみません、私女性と
ごめんなさい。こんな格好ですみません。
あ、うるさい。よし。
こんな私でよければ
They're kind of sweet. I like the pair of them.
言えたらいいな。君のために生まれてきたんだって。
いつか言えたなら、その言葉をまだ見ぬ誰かが
Is there supposed to be a
待
thing
って
between
いて
them?
くれたなら。
I don't remember this in the manga, but I don't remember a lot from the manga, honestly. Okay, so honestly, I was kind of dreading this episode because I remember it was a little bit like I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I mean, Richan is like totally over the top. Like, I just remember that I wasn't very connected to Ritsu, I guess, or something. But I don't know, the things he said here were just like so, like, they were just so on point, kind of. Like, a lot of times I feel the way he does, and it's just like so, it's hard to hear it kind of like that. Like, everything Tori said, like, obviously, not obviously, but it's definitely, it's true, and it's like a thing that I know, but it's still like hard to kind of think to yourself, okay, like, I need to find a reason to live. I need to kind of, you know, I need to decide what this reason is. Like, it's not about just like being bored and being like, oh, there has to be a reason why I live, so I'll just like look, it's somewhere out there. It's kind of like you need to make it for yourself. So it's kind of giving you the agency, kind of like if you decide that you have no reason to live, then you won't find it, kind of. And then it's just like a downward spiral from there, because you will feel so hopeless and kind of like, what am I even doing here? You know, which is really hard to live with. Like, and it was just like, it's just really like a hard mindset to deal with, to get out of. But anyway, so it was like kind of like, it was good to see Ritsu be able to kind of overcome it a little bit here, at least, and kind of like take Tori's words to heart and just be like, yeah, I want to live. Like, the thing is that what she said, that living for someone else, like I do think there's a lot of value in it, because sometimes it's just hard. Like, when you only think about yourself, it's just like, you know, sometimes it's just hard to find enough motivation, enough drive to keep on going, you know, for yourself. So it's definitely important. I have like just a little bit of like maybe contention a little bit with living for others' sake, because I know that's not how Toru means it. It's not like just living for others without like considering myself. Does she not mean it that way? I mean, that is kind of Toru's flaw, although at this point, I guess we don't really see it so clearly, but it's definitely going to be addressed later on. The thing is that Toru probably, like, she only means it for herself, and she doesn't mean it as in any way like criticizing for anyone else who chooses to live in a different way or for a different reason. I mean, Toru, she does that a lot. She does think about others more than she does herself, but it doesn't necessarily need to mean that. Like, she also said like I hope that my reason for living, like when I find it, it's gonna be in someone else. Like, it's not even like, it's not like that for everyone. You don't have to find your reason for living in another person. It's just that when it is in another person, there's something like very special about it. I feel like you can share this kind of, I don't know, just the living of life with someone else, and you know that that you're kind of doing it for them in some way, that you're kind of living like not only for them, but in a way, like when it gets really hard, they're kind of like the reminder of why you're doing this, kind of. Like, a lot of times you yourself just living for yourself is not enough to just like you just like, okay, if I'm only doing this for myself, then what's the point? I'm done, you know? Because I don't see the point of it anymore. But if it's for someone else, and it definitely gives you like this outward kind of accountability, kind of outward responsibility for someone, that you don't want to let them down, and you just want to make them happy. It's not about the negatives, it's more about the positives that you can find in that. And it is beautiful to think about it that way. Also, I kind of like the depiction of cross-dressing, basically. I don't know if it's the best depiction, to be honest. Like, I feel like because I'm not a cross-dresser, I couldn't really say anything about it. I mean, I just tried saying something about it. And I mean, I'm trying to say something about it. But basically, I'm saying take my words with a grain of salt. And if you find it insulting for some reason, I'm really sorry. It's not my intention. So I've since thought about it. And it's definitely an outdated way to depict cross-dressing. Except I kind of realized belatedly that maybe that wasn't the point. Like, the point is not to represent cross-dressing here. The point is to talk about gender roles and gender expectations that people can sometimes not live up to, especially in Japan, where it takes place. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about cross-dressing, because that's what I talked about in the reaction, but I don't think that was what it was meant to do. And then I'll try to add more current thoughts later. Here, the thing about the cross-dressing here is that it comes out of lack of confidence. So in a way, it's like depicted as like a weakness, like a thing. It's a bad thing that he should overcome. Like, although, to be honest, in the original anime, they made him actually wear like men clothes. Like, he wore men clothes at some point after it was discovered he was a man. And here he just kept on wearing his kimono. So in a way, they're just saying like it's okay, you know? I think I think maybe they changed. I'm not sure how it happened in the manga, but I think here they might have changed it to not make it seem like, oh, we should, like, if he wants to be a better person or have more confidence in himself, he has to stop wearing, you know, these women clothes. It still was a little bit conveyed as like, oh, this is a bad thing that he does, kind of. Even though he was really complimented for his kimono and how pretty he is and all that, like Mi-chan was like, oh, you know, they definitely didn't try to make it look like a bad only, but it did still give it a little bit of that, the feeling, a little. Like, it's just that I feel that, you know, cross-dressers just sometimes, honestly, I don't know why. Like, I haven't really looked into it too much, why people want to cross-dress. But maybe they feel more, you know, like they just feel more comfortable to some degree. They just kind of do it for fun or to express themselves. It doesn't have to be just, you know, a lack of confidence in who they are, so they feel like they have to kind of, you know, disguise that with like the opposite gender's way of dressing or something. Like, here it's depicted this way, and I do think that there are probably cases of this, but it doesn't always have to be. Like, it's also very understandable that others would be very judgmental. Like, that's true to life. Like, for instance, the way, like, they don't even mean to be judgmental. Or maybe they mean to be judgmental, but in like they're trying to help, and they don't realize like how it might come across. Because like Yuki was like, oh, you're going to be an adult soon, or you're going to go to work in these clothes. Like, it just sounded like you can function in society this way. And I feel like, yeah, maybe sometimes you can't. That's true. I don't know if like anywhere, honestly, if like you go in dressed in I mean, it's easier for girls because like a lot of clothes that they, like you can just be a tomboy or something. But I think for men to dress as women is like, you wouldn't be taken seriously in like a respectable job or something, you know? I don't know though. Maybe there are places where you can do that. But yeah, there's definitely a judgment for it, whether you want there to be or not. It's like an authentic thing, I think, that cross-dressers need to face, you know? Like, not in the sense of, oh, they need it, but in the sense of that's what happens to them, so they have to face it. So bottom line, I think compared to how they represented this in the original anime and in the manga, because I looked it up, it is definitely trying to be more, you know, a little more accepting. And if you look at it from a gender role lens, then basically what it's saying is that in order to be a man, you need to be confident and strong-willed and, you know, unsure of yourself, at least as far as Ritsu feels. And so because he's not any of those things, he just couldn't let himself, you know, dress as a man. He felt like there were things expected of him when he was wearing other clothes that he couldn't amount to, but that was what he always hoped to achieve. So for him, it's not really about wanting to be a woman, I think, or dressing as a woman. It's about being confident enough in who he is that people's expectations from him don't stop him from appearing as he wants, meaning that he does want to dress as a man. He just doesn't feel that he has the right to, quote unquote. If this were to be a representation of cross-dressing, yes, there would need to be a lot more nuance to it. I feel like a different sort of nuance to it. And I just think that it's not really what this was trying to really achieve. I will say, though, that it's problematic either way. The fact that, you know, Ritsu is a joke. Like, the things he deals with are real things that are actually, like, addressed later on in the series. And yet, he comes in as very comedic and very over the top. And that takes away from everything that he's trying to, like, bring to the table. So, it's not a perfect depiction either way. I have read somewhere that the mangaka didn't know what to do with him exactly. You can feel that his character is a little underbaked. But I still think that there's some things that can be gleaned from his storyline, which I talk about, you know, so it is what it is. I did like the friendship of Mi-chan and Ri-chan. Like, it wasn't in the original anime. And again, I don't remember the manga enough. But it was sweet to see them, you know, just being kind of because in the original anime, it was Tooru that he kept apologizing to, and she kept apologizing to him, and they couldn't talk. It was kind of funny, but here it was Michi, like he really kind of found kind of a soulmate in Michan. Like, kind of sweet to see that. And the jokes, the Shigure jokes are just like there's a part of me that's like, oh, okay, it's funny, like, but it's just not funny. It's just horrible. It's horrendous. God. Like, it's a funny in the most terrible way possible. Like, I don't want to find it funny, you know? I was just like, no! No! Like, you know, on the one hand, we have, like, Richan talking about wanting to end his life, like, not having the nerve to, but kind of, or having the nerve to live, even though he doesn't have a reason to live or something. And it's, like, so sad. And it's, like, so, like, it's heart-wrenching, and it hits you deep. And then you have, like, jokes about committing suicide, like, hand in hand. It's just, like, oh my God. Like, on the one hand, you understand that they're not taking it lightly. On the other hand, they are, you know? And I'm just thinking, like, kids probably wouldn't understand this watching this show. I realize the show is not meant for kids, like, obviously in the later seasons for sure. But I think this first part, like, this first season, and I mean, I watched it as a kid. I guess I was supposed to be, like, an older kid. Like, yeah. But still, I don't know. Anyway, I guess, yeah, kids should just not watch this. Adults should not watch this, to be honest. What is with these terrible suicide jokes? Honestly, I don't know what to take it. I was just, on the one hand, it's like, obviously, it's a joke. But wow, it's, like, so insensitive. And Shigure, just, like, the things he says. I should really just, like, I'm talking like I'm so shocked. I'm not shocked. Obviously, we've established him as this kind of character. But seriously. Like, he calls her a star. Jesus. Michan should really find a different job. A different reason for living. Anyway, I don't know if there's supposed to be something between Michan and Richan. I like them as friends. I don't need anything more. I'm just not sure. Because I was suddenly like... Because I think the show, or like the story at least, likes to pair off everyone pretty much. I mean, not everyone, most everyone. So I don't know if this is going anywhere. Like, I don't need it to, but I was just wondering. Like, I think I'd actually rather it didn't, you know? Because I think they're, like, so similar. I feel like they could definitely be very good friends. And kind of, you know, push each other on, or just kind of appreciate each other. Like, they don't need an actual relationship or anything. He's still, like, not my favorite, like, zodiac, but I do like him. I do feel for him, and I mean, I do relate to him, sadly, too much. You know, this kind of episode kind of makes me feel like, okay, yeah, I can do this too. I can do it too. I can just find a reason to live. Toru is really special. And oh my god, the moment when she said, I don't remember exactly the phrasing, pretty much like, you have to find a reason, like, you have to find it for yourself or something. And even, and you have to keep on going for that, even if you lose the reason, like, and you're thinking about how she thought the reason she was alive was to meet her mom, and her mom is dead. And, you know, you just think about what do you do when the reason you live, like the reason you thought you were alive, is just gone. Like, you just have to find something new. It's horrifying. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just like, it's one thing to think, oh my god, my mom died, you know, and I loved her so much. But it's like another thing to think she was the reason I was alive, and now she's gone. It's like, God, tears you apart. Wow. Anyway, really, it's stuff that just punch you in the gut so hard. Comes out of nowhere. Like, you know everything. You know Tori's sadness. You know her story. Her story. You know how sad it is. But then she just, like, brings you this, like, new way to look at it, and you're just like, this is so fucking sad. How do we deal with this? Oh man. And, you know, she tells you the story as she's giving you encouragement, as she's telling you, like it's a good thing that she can come from a place of, like, I know what you're going through. Look, I don't have a reason for living exactly yet. Like, she finds it in her friends, in the people she's surrounded by. But, like, her mom was the core thing, and now it's gone, and she needs to find this super special someone again. And it's super hard. And she's telling him, like, I'm in the same place as you, kind of. Like, I understand what you're going through. I understand what it feels like not to have this anchor. But we need to look for it. And I'm just hoping that, you know, I find it. And it's so powerful. Like, and she's giving him, like, just kind of, like, so much understanding and so much, like, insight into what it means, into, you know, what a wonderful thing it is in a way to live with this anticipation, with this wanting to find this person, this reason for living. Like you can think of it as like, oh my god, like focus on like the now and be like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm failure and I've ruined everything and stuff. But you could also kind of look at it as like, okay, I'm searching for this person, and like not just, I think, focus on just like until I find this person or this reason, I'm not, like, nothing else matters and I should just focus on that. No, but you need to kind of experience life to the fullest in order to be able to find this person or this reason for living. Like, you need to learn about yourself by experiencing life. Like, you know, keeping yourself away from it, just kind of saying to yourself, what am I even doing here? Like, it's definitely, like, it's a sure way to not find anything and just kind of end up in the dark. Also, like, it's so true how when you're someone, like, I have social anxiety, so I kind of know exactly what return feels like. You know, you just feel like, oh my god, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake. I should just, like, apologize for any mistake that I might make. And then the fact of your apology, the fact that you are so self-conscious about everything just makes, like, people wouldn't notice or wouldn't care that much. But the fact that you kind of put an emphasis on it and it's just like, oh my god, you know, like, that's the thing that really becomes, like, people notice that, and it bothers them, kind of like the self-consciousness of it. Like you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot because you want to be extra okay with everyone, and the fact that you, like, stress out so much just kind of becomes like an obstacle for everyone, and that's kind of what pushes them away from you, which is exactly what you don't want. It is exactly what you're afraid of, and then you're kind of making it happen by being so afraid of it. It's such a terrible loop to be stuck in. Anyway, so yeah, I do relate to Ritsu a lot, and I wish him all the best, I guess. I hope you guys enjoy this reaction, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons, Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Tyranor, and Michael Gabriel. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, without whose support, I would never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.